Hi, welcome to Treat to Read. I'm Margaret and this is Newton. Today we're going to read a story called The Mighty Tethys Sea and we're going to see some real fossils. The author of this book is Juvina Jalal and it's illustrated by Sarthak Sinha. Here are some fossils. Fossils are the preserved remains or traces of a living organism, plant, or animal. They tell us what life on Earth was like hundreds, thousands, or even millions of years ago. This is the fossil of a creature called an ammonite. Ammonites were squid-like creatures that lived in the sea 400 million to 65 million years ago. So here I have a fossil ammonite and it's actually very heavy. These are very common in Texas and I actually keep this one out in my garden. So you can see in the fossil the shape of the shell and you can see the curve here as it curves to the inside. And I have some even prettier examples from one of my friends. Let me show you those. So this is a smaller ammonite. But you can see the ridges in the limestone here that really show the texture of the ammonite shell. And then this ammonite is called agatized. It's been turned into an agate and it's really pretty. It has a little bit of a rainbow finish. So these are real fossils that you can find in Texas, but ammonite fossils are found all over the world. Come here. Paleontologists and archaeologists are scientists who dig up the ground to find fossils. When they dug in the Himalayas, they found lots of ammonites. But how did the fossils of sea creatures end up on the tallest mountains in the world? To answer this question, we have to go back 100 million years when the Earth was quite different. Back then, Earth had only two enormous continents, Gondwanaland and Laurasia. Between them was the gigantic Tethys Sea. Just beneath the surface of the continents and the sea sits a layer of Earth called the outer crust. This outer crust is made of very large moving pieces called plates. Earth's plates are almost 100 kilometers thick and made of solid rock. But underneath is a layer of molten rock that allows the plates on top to move really slowly. As the plates moved, the two supercontinents began to break apart into smaller and smaller pieces. You can see in the pictures the Triassic period and then the Jurassic period as they keep moving. All of the pieces began moving, each off on its own journey. We will now follow the journey of two plates in particular. The Indian plate was a fast-moving plate. It moved closer and closer to the Eurasian plate until, bam, it collided right into it. This collision was so powerful that it caused the bed of the Tethys Sea to rise up, sea creatures and all, and form the Himalayas. How do we know all this? Well, remember the ammonites? Until the fossils of these sea creatures were discovered, we didn't know for sure that the plates were under the continents and oceans moving about. And you know what? The plates are still there beneath our feet, moving very, very slowly, except for when they move suddenly, which causes big earthquakes. Thanks for reading along with us. Find more stories with me and Newton at treattoread.com.